Another overtime session, another heartbreaking loss for the University of Wisconsin football team. I'm Adam Mertz with the Wisconsin State Journal, joined by my colleague Jim Polzin. Jim, second straight time here, the Badgers are playing Ohio State. They get the late touchdown this time as opposed to Michigan State scoring late and forcing OT, and things just go south in overtime. How hard is this one going to be for these guys to stomach?
Well, I think it will be hard for a lot of reasons. Number one, you wanted to beat Ohio State. I mean, it's the marquee program. You want bragging rights for the team. Number two, now no matter what happens, people are going to say they don't deserve to be in Indianapolis in 2 weeks. They didn't win the division. They're going by default, basically. So there's a lot of ramifications from this game, and so those are certainly the two biggest.
We talked to a lot of players in the locker room about that, and we're going to go down and get some comments, including one from Kurt Phillips, who was asked pretty directly about whether the Ohio State Buckeyes had bragging rights after this game.
We took care of our business and didn't get ourselves in trouble to where we could go play in the game. So we'll make the most of that, and the talk doesn't really bother me.
Tough. Seniors, those guys mean the world for me. I know Monty's hurting. I know he wanted that. He was like a man possessed there in the second quarter. Fun to watch, but they'll take this, and the good news is it'll make everybody stronger. It's just just kind of sucks to go through it.
2 overtimes, and the other 2 we lost by 3 or something like that. So it's been some heartbreakers, but we'll just keep on working and getting back and get ready for next week. One
of the downsides of the loss today is that the Badgers aren't really able to celebrate as much as they would like to. Monty Ball tying the all-time NCAA touchdown record, got his 78th in the second quarter, and then was stopped, a few inches short in the fourth quarter. Jim Polzin, he ran hard last week against Indiana. That was against kind of a porous defense. What you saw today was probably his best performance of the season, right? 191 yards on 39 carries.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was right from the get-go. I mean, you could tell. I think Brett Bielema called him a man possessed out there, and it showed. He ran hard. He was determined. Even on the play where he failed the goal line, he was trying to do anything he could to get in the end zone. That's not how they teach him. They don't teach him to reach the ball like that and fumble because of it. But that was just a guy doing whatever he could. He wasn't thinking about the record, and I don't think at that point he was thinking about tying that game. And it's too bad they can't celebrate what is really a pretty impressive record that he's tied today and has a chance to break next week.
We'll hear some comments from Brett Bielema and Monty Ball in the locker room.
I look down at this and I see everything I've fought through, everything I've overcome, and to still be the one here fighting and trying to win with my teammates.
I'd like to see him breaking, but he'll get it, and we'll celebrate at that time. What he's done, in the career that he's had, it wasn't like he was a 4-year number one starting tailback. He just had to share the load with a lot of people, so it's truly an amazing performance.
I felt that I'd be able just to step in for 1 yard, but they submarined our linemen, which they just dived straight at the ground and created a huge pile. So just right then and there, I'm like, I got to jump over because it's only 1 yard. But it's my fault for extending the football. I should have just jumped over.
So the Badgers with 4 losses this season, 2 in overtime, 2 others by 3 points. Jim Polzin, kind of the thing that they're not going to want to talk about is that the defense, once again, awesome all game, really made Braxton Miller work, and then they fade in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They're not in this game if the defense doesn't play great for 4 quarters, and they did as good a job as anybody has this season on Braxton Miller. No doubt about that. But it got to overtime, and Ohio State scored and quickly, and I think the defense was kind of just left stunned. I mean, it's a good defense. Let's face it, it's been good all year. It's not a great defense, and the big games, big moments have shown that. It's just there's something missing. And today they didn't have Chris Borland. That's important to note. Mm-hmm. But there's just something missing that this defense couldn't go from good to great this year.
The bright side, I think, for the Badgers today, Kurt Phillips, especially his work in the 2-minute offense, 5 for 5, really regrouped after that first down sack. He'll get another start next week. Penn State going into the Big Ten title game, and we'll have coverage all week on madison.com and in the pages of the Wisconsin State Journal.